Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of designing my own dinosaur theme park in Lego. So today is episode 27, and I wanted to first show off a couple things that I did over here. So I got an order in, and I decided to work on the cactus a little bit. The cacti, actually, is the proper way to say it. This one still has the wrong curve slopes, but I did get a couple of them in, so I was able to make this one and then that one. So I have 3 cacti now, which is pretty good. I'm gonna make a couple more, and I gotta order a couple more of those little curve slope things for that one. But yeah, I just wanted to show this off first, and then now onto a little bit of a haul. Okay, so I figured I would start this off by showing off a little bit of a haul from Bricklink. So we've got a bunch of light bluish gray tiles in different sizes, so that's pretty great. That's gonna be used for the walls of the Carnivore Castle area. And then I have some more tiles and also a bunch of plates, which is going to be used for the walls as well. So this is all just parts for building the walls. And then this is for a different wall. So this is dark bluish gray brick, a whole bunch of different sizes as well, which is going to be for building up this stuff over here, and especially for over here because I don't have enough bricks over there. But yeah, that's what that's going to be for. And then a whole bunch of light bluish gray plates, which is pretty cool. Like, I got a ton of different plates, which is nice. So that's going to be really great for the walls. Yeah, it's going to be really great for the walls. As you can see, like, I used the light bluish gray plate here to hold everything together. So yeah, that's the haul, basically. So now I'm going to start using some of these parts. Okay, so before I used the pieces I got from that haul, I decided to work on the coral some more. So I did this section over here, which is the section that's going to have the dock on top of it. So that's what these are, these kind of pillar things. And I calculated how many I need for each one of these pillars. So I need in total 156 just for 13 of these things. And then on top of it, I'm gonna have like the dock area here, and then there has to be these, like, the pillars continue just a little bit after it. So I need 208 is kind of what I decided on. So that leaves room for three more of the bricks on top of each one. That might not make it a ton of sense, but later it will. But yeah, let's take a look at this. I haven't finished this yet. Obviously, I still need to put a ton of coral everywhere, but I decided to make a whole bunch of these rocks, and I think they look really good, especially the snot ones I did. I did some really cool things. I'll get to this in a second, but here's a small little one. And then this one has wedge plates. That's going to be like really filled with coral. And then these are just kind of some rocks I decided to make. I think this looks really good. This looks like coral. I mean, like, doesn't look like coral, but like, this is what coral lives on. And I think this looks really, really good. Let me know what you guys think as well. I don't have a ton of experience using doing snot rocks, but I think these turned out pretty good. You'll notice there's a gap here. I need a 1x1 plate in dark tan, and I just don't have any because I've used it in other areas of the MOC, and I just don't have any, so I will have to get that at some point, but that will be later, but that's whatever. I realized that this piece is like the most perfect coral piece ever, and it's a shower cap, which is really funny, but it works so well as like a little coral piece. So I might actually get more of these. Oh man, I had this like perfectly on here. Now I don't know if I can get it back on. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, that works. It looks so good as like a little coral piece. And then speaking of coral, we have all this stuff over here, which I think looks really great. This has the skeleton horse underneath it, just like it did in the other section. And then we have all this kind of crazy looking coral. I did this awesome technique with these little like these pieces here. So I used this piece here, and then I just kind of added these things around it, and I think it looks really good. And it covers up the skeleton horse really, really well. You can't really see it. This is what it looks like on the back. You can kind of see his feet poking out, but it's not too bad. It still blends in really, really well. Much better than the other one I did. And then, as you'll notice, I have a lot of space on this rock over here, which is just going to be for adding more coral and doing some more like kind of extensive coral over there. And then of course I have to add stuff on here and here, so I'm not done yet, but I just wanted to show this off kind of at the halfway point working on this piece of coral, or on this section of coral actually, which I think looks pretty cool. But yeah, now on to the finished version of this. Okay, this is what the coral is looking like. It looks really, really cool. It's not completely done. As you can see, I have a bunch of these yellow heads everywhere. That's just one example of them. Those are just placeholders because I ordered a bunch of glow-in-the-dark pieces and they're all heads like that. So I just put those in to remind myself to put those in later because those pieces haven't come in yet. I have still gotten a lot of work done on the coral. I've put a lot of animals in here, a lot of fish and stuff like that. The thing with fish is that you have to have clips, so I've kind of clipped them into various areas. I haven't put in too many fish, but I've put a decent amount. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. It looks really cool. Here's more of those yellow heads, so those are going to be glow-in-the-dark pieces. This is what it looks like in context to the rest of the park, which is looking pretty cool. I'm going to be, of course, filling in more areas throughout the entire park, especially this. I got to fill that in. And then over here as well. And then, of course, there's this entire section that isn't in here yet, so I'll be working on that too. But just wanted to show this off first, show everything that I've been doing. I've been working really hard on this. I've been building this pretty much like all day. I've been like working on this all day, which has been really fun. This has been like such a fun time just working on coral and stuff like that. But yeah, like this kind of landscape stuff is always my favorite stuff. But yeah, the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking these sections out and then I will be working on them more and then showing them off as I build them so I can kind of show off the areas from different angles, kind of what I was talking about last week. And I can just kind of show them off to you guys better. But yeah, I'm going to be working more on the coral this week, and then I probably will be working on the walls at some point. I'll probably be doing a live stream this week. If not this week, then next week, which is what those new parts that I got at the beginning of the video, that's what they're going to be used for. But for now, we're going to keep chugging along on the coral. So there isn't any real good way to show this, but I just wanted to show off the glow-in-the-dark stuff right now. I have my lights turned off, and this is the glow that you can see. That's the skeleton horse right there. You can't really see it very well, but later it will be lit up a lot more. It won't be that easy to see, but it'll be a bit easier to see later when I have more of the pieces in. But this is just the kind of... I just wanted to show this off so you guys could kind of understand what I've been trying to go for here with all the glow-in-the-dark pieces everywhere. Okay, I've been working really hard on the coral, and I decided to go through each section and show each one off individually, except for like 2 sections that I didn't really work on, but yeah, let's look at this one first. So I've shown this off before, but I just wanted to kind of show this off from different angles, so you guys can really see what's going on here with the coral. I think it looks really cool. It's so jam-packed, especially in this section, which I really like, because that's exactly what coral should look like. It should look really dense and busy, and a little overwhelming, because that's what coral looks like. It's very hard to really decipher what's going on with coral in real life. And again, these yellow heads are going to be replaced. But yeah, this looks really cool. I like this a lot. And also doing this in sections makes it really easy to kind of go through and show them off really well. So that was good planning on my part, I guess. So that's cool. But yeah, that's that section. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these into the mock one at a time and then show them all off together at the end. The coral isn't completely done, like I said. There's one section I just didn't really work on, but I wanted to get this video out to you guys, so I just kind of stopped working on it. But yeah, on to the next one. So this is the next section with the most progress on it. I kept this stuff over here, all this like plant stuff, because I just thought that would look kind of cool. It's almost like seaweed or whatever. We have a shark swimming in, and the way I did this is he's just resting on this thing. So there's a hole right here, and he just kind of rests on it like that, and it kind of gives it a more dynamic look. It looks like he's kind of swimming downwards, which I think looks cool. And you can kind of position this any way you want to. Like you can kind of move it like that. It's a little bit limited, but it still has good posability, which is cool. But yeah, this is what the coral is looking like. A lot of different techniques have been used, a lot of different pieces, really. I like using these dishes a lot. I think it looks really good. But yeah, we have just a bunch of different pieces. As you can see, I made this thing, which is cool. Just a bunch of slopes and inverted slopes. I'm going to be putting cheese slopes on here. And possibly an orange clip here, kind of like what I did with the fish, so I can put a fish there. But my orange clip that I have broke when I was putting it there, so it's like, oh, good. So I'm going to have to get another one. A lot of clips are being used just to hold these fish in, because that's the only way you can put fish in here is by using clips, and I got to put more fish everywhere. I'm gonna be getting more fish eventually, but I also need to get more clips too to hold these guys in. And then this is kind of what the this stuff is looking like. As you can see, I've been using different pieces here. This is way at the beginning of the coral, and I just kind of kept these in here. You won't be able to see these, especially that. You won't be able to see his face, so that's no problem. And then over here, we have a little bit more coral. We have this thing again, and there will be a clip here as well. And we have this weird thing with some fish on it as well. And then I made this cool gray thing with these kind of like telescope pieces and then a little circle thing on top of it, which I think looks really cool. It looks like coral, so yeah. That's what that section is looking like. It's pretty good, pretty busy. I need to put more fish, and I need to put more fish everywhere in the coral, but that will be much later. Now on to the next section. Okay, so this section already had a decent amount of stuff on it, like the manta rays and stuff like that, but I still added a lot more things just to kind of make it more full. And so starting over here, added some more things. Again, a lot more dishes and things, which is cool. Here's another look at what I've already built. So this is the little rock thing that I did. I made this funky thing with some like bluish gray pieces. I don't even know what pieces these are, but that was kind of fun to do. Just a Technic rod going through these, and then these are kind of held together by Technic pins on the top. I made these little rocks so they match up with the last section that you saw. Actually, no, what was in the last section? It was the first section I showed, so these things will match up. I'll show what I'm talking about when I put this in to the actual mock. And this is the other side of the rock, which I don't think you guys have seen yet, so that's what this is looking like. Got all sorts of different things. I built this weird thing, which I think looks kind of cool. And this cool pink thing, I did that pretty recently, which I think looks pretty cool. A bunch of different pink slopes and stuff like that. Have a big dish here, just because it looks like coral. So yeah, and then I built this weird thing. I did this weird sand blue thing to try and cover up this because I wanted to have this, and I think it looks really cool, like these kind of a stack of these teal slope curved slope things, and this weird thing in the middle, just to kind of cover up the space behind it, which I think looks kind of good. And then we have these leaves here. I have a Wild Styles hairpiece in here, which actually looks pretty good. Just a bunch of different weird pieces that I have in my collection, and they work really well for coral. And then of course we have the diver over here. She's probably going to have a camera, or he, I forget which one this is, but they're probably going to have a camera, and then you know, taking pictures of the shark or whatever. But yeah, this looks really cool. I like how this looks. I need to add a little bit more stuff over here, although having like some sandy areas is totally fine. That don't have any coral on it, like that's totally fine too, but I just want to add a little bit more to this as well. And this is the section I didn't really work on. As you can see, there's a big gap over here, which I'd like to add some stuff to it as well. But having a little bit of gap here is okay, but just need to add a little bit more, just so it looks a little bit better. But now onto the last section. Alright, this is the last section. So I have this small little area here of coral. It looks pretty cool. We have the headdress piece from the singer from the Series 21 CMF, which works really well for coral, which is exactly why I got her. We have this cool stack of pots. They just kind of sit together on top of each other. They fall off all the time, but like that. But for the most part, they stay together pretty well. And we have a bunch of different dishes and things over here. We have this cool little stack of things. This is like a torch piece in yellow. And we have this stack of wheels, which looks really good. I'm going to be adding more dishes. This dish over here is a glow-in-the-dark dish. I'm going to be adding more of those throughout the area. Probably throughout this entire area over here, and then also just throughout the mock as well, to help it glow in the dark a lot more, as you guys saw in that little clip that I did. But yeah, this is this little section. I didn't do a ton of work over here, but I did a decent amount of stuff. It takes a while to work on this coral because you have to really think about what you're placing down and you know, the different techniques that you're using and stuff like that. So it takes a bit, but yeah. Anyways, we're going to slap this into the mock. Same with that section over there, and then I'm going to show them all off together. All right, I got every section into the mock, and it's looking really cool. As you can see, this area is looking pretty bare, so I got to fix that at some point, but that's okay. this is looking pretty sweet. Oh my god, it's gonna look so good when the filler is in there. But yeah, this looks really, really cool. Especially that section over there, like that stuff, the really dense looking stuff looks really good. So this is the stuff I'm talking about. This looks really cool. Oh man, like this just looks so full in this section. I'm really happy with that. This is a better look at it. Oh my god, look how busy that looks. That's really, really good. That's exactly what coral needs to look like. That's really awesome. I wanted it to be like, you know, this area is really busy and then this area is a little bit kind of less, especially over here where the sharks are swimming. But it looks a little bit off when, you know, everything is so busy over here and then there's less over here. It looks just kind of unfinished. So I'm going to have to add a little bit more, especially over there, like I've been saying. But just kind of tweak these areas up a little bit and then the coral will be looking really good. But this looks so cool. Oh my god, it's gonna look awesome when the island is actually finished over here. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this week. I've done a ton of work on the coral, so let me know what you guys think. I didn't say anything about any names for dinosaurs this week. I'll probably get back to doing names next week because we've just been so focused on the coral that I didn't really have any time to do that. You know, I wasn't working on a dinosaur or anything. So next week, we'll probably be working on something else. Probably working on the Gallimimus area a little bit more. So yeah, next week I'll ask for names again. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.